Right, I'm going to try and show you here how to install a center console into the 2011 to 14 Dodge Charger police vehicles. This guy is a stock console from a regular Dodge Charger, like an SC or an RT that you'd buy at the dealer for you. Very similar actually to the ones in the Chrysler 300. So it will go. The only thing is, over here where the this guy goes here, the VSIM thing, it has its own little black plastic bracket which screws into here, and it has that clip, that factory body clip on it for the police panel console. So that you'll have to remove in order to get this to fit. Remove those two screws, save them, and that's going to be what secures this guy onto here. So don't worry about the module, you can just tuck it in there, or you'll have to save that bracket from a stock Charger and put it in there so you can mount the module. Other than that, everything goes in fine. I did do another little video showing where the connections are for the 3.5mm auxiliary jack and the USB. It's right here. The USB is simple. It's just a little micro or mini USB connection. Plugs into there. And for the 3.5mm audio jack, it's a little clip in here. I had this big clunking connector which I thought went to one in here, but it was not. And strangely enough, I just disconnected that connector which went to that big multi-pin connector, and it just it seemed to go right into the car, and that's how that went. I have no freaking idea why. It just doesn't go right up to the radio like the USB does, but there you go. That's auto manufacturers for you. So the only thing I'll have to figure out is, or actually I'll just tap into a 12-volt line for the 12-volt power plugs, and I think it should be the same thing to get the little bezels to light up over here. We'll tap into a 12-volt line. I think they have their own little power supply in there that probably drops it down to 5 volts or something. If not, I'll have to search around for that big clunking connector. Maybe the police cars don't have it, but anyway. So like I said, we disconnect this guy here. It goes into the multi-pin connector. It's the same connector in the car. It's this thing here. They've strapped it to the wire where the sensor goes, and it goes into this sort of thing here, and then I guess into the radio. No idea what was here. They chopped that off. I have to check that for 12 volts later. And then we basically just snap this guy in here, and the auxiliary works. So I suppose what you could do is you could just chop this off and figure out which of those is left-right audio, and then probably the other two are like a mic or something for if you're going to do hands-free. This car doesn't have Bluetooth, so I'm not quite sure how that would work, but the only thing I did was test it for the audio. That guy just snaps right in there, and that's our 3.5mm jack in there. So it's a little tricky, but you do line up the holes. They are under there. You might have to cut away some of this or poke through it to find where those little clips are in the metal body if it hasn't already been cut back, but they are there. And just in front of this one, there's a little slot where a post goes to hold that in, and it gets in there pretty secure. It's not going nowhere. So that's all there is to that. After that, put on your trim clips, your trim panels, which I have here, and you'll be good to go. Sure does help having that big dome light up there. So it's a little tricky to get these guys because you can't really fit your fingers in there, or you have to have like a magnetic thing. This is just a what is this, a 5/16 in monkey measurements for the bolt, and that just goes in there, and then you just screw in all four.